I'm with Gavin first enough to our 3-0 defeat to Harborough Town in the FA Trophy. And Gavin, we knew it was going to be a hard day, but I'm sure you can't fault them for running power and effort at least.
Oh, I've said pretty much that in there. I mean, the first thing I would like to start with before I talk about the team and the game is most definitely the supporters. Travelled in numbers again, absolutely fantastic. Cheered the team on, young team, and for that can't be easy for them. So for me, I'm very appreciative of that. From the point of view of the game, we always knew we were playing against a tough side, and we knew that with the vast number of players that we didn't have available today for whatever reason, it was going to be a very young side, and some of our academy out there, of course, who did themselves extremely proud, I thought. Obviously we will centre on Eli and look at his contribution to the game, up against two experienced centre halves as a 17-year-old or whatever he is. I thought he bullied him at times, to be honest with you, and good running player, and he's really disappointed in there because he hasn't got a goal. He should have got a goal off the rebound there, and that's testament to him. I think I think looking at him, I wish a few more players over the years had been that bothered about not having succeeded on the pitch. So I have to come at it from two angles. One is I am immensely proud of the boys because that's a team pretty much thrown together today with players that hadn't even started at this level. And we knew that was going to be the case in the run-up to it, of course. So we've come, the boys have given it a go. They've worked extremely hard. I think they've created some good opportunities in the game and not taken them, and made 3 pretty much errors and got punished 3 times. So from that point of view, I'm not happy about that. That is the downside of it, and this has got to stop no matter who's on the pitch for us. And also we can't be accepting of a defeat no matter the circumstances. Right? We can't be accepting of it. I can reflect on the fact of what we came into the game with and available to us, and as we saw, the fans were shouting for my goalkeeping coach Ed to get on the pitch at the end there, who was our 3rd sub. But we can't be accepting of losing football matches, and unfortunately that's happening too frequently at the minute. So for me, it's certainly a period of reflection. It's certainly a period of not only from the results aspect, but from just generally what's going on and the blows that we keep being given. It's without doubt the hardest part of my managerial, if it can be called a career. So tough. I've got to pick them up. Not easy at all after another defeat. But the truth is, we've been pretty much like this for 3 weeks. This is the worst we've been, of course, in respect of players missing. And unfortunately, we've just got to regroup and try and do something next week.
And Gavin, given the decimated squad, it's understandable that there was a lack of communication at times between some of the players who haven't played together. But can I ask you, was there a sense of frustration that if we'd had more players available, we might well have got through this time?
I think that's highly likely. I've got to be honest. I mean, no disrespect to our opposition today, but do I think they're better than what we face week in, week out? No, I don't. And that's the truth. But it was always going to be a tall order. I think they're a really good side. I have to acknowledge that, but I don't think they're necessarily a side that we play week in, week out. So, having said that, we've struggled to beat those types of teams recently, albeit with a really bad injury list and etc. etc. So, yes, I think we would have, it's a completely makeshift back line, of course, and Mickey playing his first game really in 2 odd months. Central midfielder playing at centre half, and so we've got to acknowledge that. And yes, I think we'd have given ourselves a better chance of winning the football match with players back, but we haven't got them, and that's what's happened today, and that's where we are.
Given that we might hopefully have at least 4 players back a week today, that week now we've got free gives you, shall we say, some breathing space to kind of build up the squad again with the players coming back, and you know, as you say, a period of reflection. But Farnborough next Saturday again, the mother of all 6 pointers, as we like to say. What are your feelings looking ahead?
I don't go in for that 6 point business. Look, I think 4 back is probably not enough at the moment.
Right.
I think we need some additions. I think that you know, there's some longer term injuries, as we now know. Some shorter term injuries. There's obviously suspensions and the 2 that we have out on international duty. So I think we need to look all round, and if you think it's breathing space in the week, well, no, we're back to hard work. You know, if I've still got the mandate to crack on, then we're back to hard work, and we're back to focusing on Farnborough. That clearly won't be an easy game. So you know, for me, I think we need some additions through the door. Personally, we've worked desperately hard to try and do that, and for reasons we struggle to get people over the line. That's the truth of it. So we've got to review what we're doing as a football club in a lot of respects to try and make that a more seamless process.
Just lastly, going, how's Evan Jones? Is he all right?
That's another groin, so you know, it's another one that kicks us.
Might be missing.
If he's done his groin, then you know, you would say that he's out for a couple of weeks at least. You know, so we'll just have to see how that sets up. Look, you know, Av's not played in a while either. You know, he's not been regularly playing, and you know, it's difficult to come in, especially on a 3G surface, which takes a lot out of you when you're not familiar with it. And you know, it's another injury that we've picked up. So it's another one to add to the pile.
And just lastly, you mentioned Eli and the youthful enthusiasm that he showed. A word too for Ollie Davis, who we all thought put in a real shift.
I thought Ollie Davis was good, was lively, and you know, I've just had to say to him, come off the pitch, you know, you just got to stick in there, because you know, he understands that, you know, it's not quite where we want to be in respect of personnel around him, and but try as he did, be lively as he did, give the right back a torrid time at times, I thought. You know, and then Ollie Knight did the same, and then Nino did the same, and I had a little bit of banter with the bloke at the end because he looked like he was blowing a bit. But he did remind me there were 3-0 ups, which is fair enough. So yeah, you know, I'm pleased with it, but I also think there's a word for Ethan Can as well. You know, in the academy, and he's got a big gash on his shin, and I said to him, well, welcome to non-league football. And you know, I thought he did really well when he came on as well. So yeah, look, you know, I'm upbeat in a lot of respects, but I can't be accepting of another defeat. I just can't. I can't accept that. It's too many. It's too often, and regardless of the circumstances, we have got to change what we're doing, and whether that needs personnel, I'll speak to the chairman.
Well, thanks, Gavin. Hopefully we can arrest this slump against Farnborough next Saturday. Thanks very much indeed.